Hi, John Bean here. Join me November 29 for the Savings and Loan Search for a Star Grand Final, brought to you by Fellini Cafe. Come to the Crow Shed to cheer on Adelaide's future stars as they vie for over $10,000 worth of prizes. The world-famous Fab Four will be there to entertain, and don't miss AFL football stars performing live on stage.
How you doing? This is Phil Burton from Human Nature, and I'll be judging the final of the Search for a Star at the Crow's Shed. See you there.
The Savings and Loan Search for a Star Grand Final, November 29. Be there.
Late, millions of people to visit every Christmas. Never enough time. Well, that's it. I'll never be late for the pageant again. Open the valve. Check. Initialise the thundercross. Check. Power up. Check. It's alive! Well, it's on anyway.
I don't care how much it costs to phone the North Pole. Just do it. He's late again. He's always late. I don't know, he delivers all those presents on Christmas Eve. Oh, it's like talking to a bunch of clowns around here.
What a ride. Has anybody got the time? Merry Christmas.
Good morning, Jane, and look at this beautiful day.
Isn't it gorgeous, Brenton? We're here on North Terrace for the beginning of the 2002 Christmas pageant, and it's glorious weather.
And I tell you what else is glorious. Father Christmas is here,
Yes.
on time, and he's right now in the Stardust Castle.
But the important thing is there are thousands of people lining the streets of Adelaide behind the blue honour line, waiting to see that important bloke in red come down the
And
road.
it won't be long, because right now, of course, the pageant has started down on South Terrace.
Yes, and Ian Carter's got a few blokes to help him get it underway.
Yes, pageant director Ian Carter has 10 clowns, and right now they're counting down to the start of this wonderful Christmas pageant.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
What a wonderful, happy start to the pageant that was.
A glorious place to start, and we're looking at that beautiful red line as it snakes its way through Adelaide, and they're just about ready to turn into North Terrace.
They're all the different streets the pageant goes up.
All the way down.
So lots and lots of people can get a chance to see the 2002 Christmas pageant.
And there we can see Government House, which sits at number 1 North Terrace.
Yes.
Where our Governor, Marjorie Jackson Nelson, lives, and the Festival Centre behind. And as you swing around, you see that very important intersection of King William Street and North Terrace, where the Credit Union Christmas pageant is about to turn into view.
And look at the people lining up there. They've been there for ages, haven't they?
It's a gorgeous day today too. Blue skies, nice and warm, and it's early enough in the day for there not to be too many concerns about sunburn and getting too hot.
That's right. And you can see the blue honour line just down there in the corner, and most people are sitting behind it. It's just so that people don't get their toes trodden on by some clown coming, prancing along there.
Those clowns, they've had a long way to go. It's been a couple of kilometres singing and dancing and hooting and hollering all the way. So, yes, they don't want to get out of hand. And you can see just at the bottom of your screen there some of the chalk this year that's been being used by the children while they wait to draw on the road. It's been a great idea.
Well, it's a way to keep them amused before the pageant gets here, because sometimes it is a bit of a long wait, isn't it? They've been there for hours, some of them, trying to get the best position. Look, people have been writing wonderful Christmas messages on the road, and I'm sure
a last-minute one just being written on there.
And that policeman's keeping a close eye on that little person, just so they don't get into trouble when the pageant comes along, because it'll only be, a matter of minutes, I would think, before we see the beginning of the 2002 Credit Union Christmas pageant.
And look at the vantage points that people have taken advantage of to get their best view. They're clambering on steps. We can see some people up on balconies.
Looking out of windows.
There they are, all waving the Credit Union Christmas pageant flags and tinsel. And there's a very excited person.
Very excited, yes. There must be thousands and thousands of people who have taken advantage of this beautiful weather to come along and watch this great tradition.
It is a wonderful tradition. And speaking of tradition, there's a great bit of tradition that's going to be right up the front of the parade today with Ian Carter, the man who's been behind the pageant for all those years. He's going to be driving a special little vehicle, I hear.
Well, he is, and he drove that a long time ago, but we won't wait till we see him, because it's actually a bit of a surprise what happened to him that long ago.
It was a bit of a... he was a bit naughty, wasn't he?
Well, yes, he was, actually, yes. Well, he was young and having such great fun.
And a bit silly. Oh, I can hear, just in the distance, I can hear the beat of a drum.
Well, I can see something happening down there. Something's come around the corner.
It might be the police greys, do you think?
Okay, everybody behind the blue on a line, and time to get excited. Every year, I have even more excitement watching this. It just gets better and better every year, doesn't it?
It's a sense of anticipation, isn't it? And there's a police vehicle right at the front, just making sure things are clear. There's all the mums and dads and nanas and pops and aunties and uncles, and the most important people, the children. And look at the lovely shade from the plane trees here in North Terrace, providing for lots of people plenty of shade on this warm day. And we can just see the truck coming into view. And then, Brenton, I think the moment has arrived.
I can hear some drums, Santa's little helpers. All the credit unions who really help to make sure that this pageant goes on every year.
Without their support, it wouldn't happen. And there's some happy little chappies down on the blue on a line, waving away.
They have their flags ready, and here come the police greys.
The moment's arrived, Brenton. The 2002 Credit Union Christmas pageant is here.
It is. Now, see that little red car we were talking before? Well, driving that little red car is the pageant manager, Ian Carter. 21 years ago, he was driving that little car in the pageant and showing off in front of the Adelaide Town Hall, and he turned the car over.
He had an accident, didn't he? He rolled it.
And he was banned from ever being in the pageants again until today.
And it's a wonderful thing, because it's 21 years and he has been involved with the pageant for more than 30 years. And this is his last Christmas pageant today.
This is his last Christmas pageant. Well, the last one that he'll be associated with. I'm sure next year he'll be here. Watch.
And you know who's taking over?
No,
Brian Gilbertson is going to be the new pageant manager.
Isn't that great?
That's fantastic news. Brian's got a great history in the arts in South Australia, in opera and other things. And here we can see the police greys. And look, they're wearing tinsel, Brenton, on their foreheads.
Are they?
They are. They've got tinsel on their bridles.
Well, they're allowed to have fun too today. Everybody's allowed to have fun today. It's pageant day. And behind the police greys, we'll see the band of the S8 police. They do a wonderful job, the police, on a day like today, as do the ambulance people, and lots of volunteers who make this event happen every year. This band was formed in 1884, and it's been a tradition for a long time that they lead the pageant.
There's Ian Carter. I hope he doesn't roll that little red car today.
Oh, he nearly ran into the camera.
And just behind the police band, you can see the parade of flags, the Credit Union sensational Adelaide Christmas pageant flags, which herald the start of the 2002 pageant.
And you have to remember that these people have been doing this for about 3.5 kilometres. That's how long the pageant is. Yes.
And look, they look as fresh as daisies, these pageant flag bearers.
all the different flags of all the different credit unions, and of course lots of clowns with very colourful hair.
And no flags. I don't think he's meant to be in amongst the flags.
I don't think so, but clowns don't obey rules.
They're allowed to do anything, aren't they? And there's a fantastic float.
About 20 different pageant characters dancing along, representing the whole pageant, I guess. We've got clowns and pixies and jesters, toy soldiers.
The whole lot.
It's just bits and pieces of, that represent the entire kaleidoscope of the pageant.
And that's a beautiful, it's not quite a carousel, is it? But it's a beautiful turning top. A spinning top, I suppose you'd call it.
Yes, a mini carousel.
With beautiful unicorns and fairies.
Oh, look at the size of
bursting out
that
it.
clown.
He's a very tall fellow, isn't he?
He'll be able to see everything that's going on.
And look, he's shaking hands with some of the children, using his small hand.
His small hand. He has a big hand and a small hand. Well, let's give the clown a big hand.
We
Sorry.
shall. And here's the London bus, Christmas on Parade. It was originally a London bus, a double-decker bus that used to drive around in London, but it's been turned into a big bus full of Christmas cheer.
Must have been a long trip down here from London.
And it had to drive over the water too.
Magic.
Magic. That's the magic of the pageant.
Happens every year.
And look, it's loaded up with lots of children and people waving and cheering on.
Isn't it? It must be wonderful up there, looking back at the people that are looking back at you.
Yes, and seeing all the joy reflected on people's faces.
Well, they've had an easy ride, that lot, haven't they?
Yes, but the people walking beside them have had to go the whole 3-odd kilometres. And they're looking very happy up there. They're in the shade, so they haven't got too much sunburn. And behind them comes the nativity presentation. Camels.
Oh, look, real camels.
Real camels, and they're bearing the 3 wise men, leading us to the true meaning of Christmas, with the nativity float behind there of the manger.
And you can hear the music, which is the Hallelujah Chorus. Or the Alleluia Chorus,
Depending on which school you went to. Look at those lovely camels.
Oh, it's a rocky ride up there, isn't it?
It is.
And here she is, the pageant queen.
Kirsty Coleman from Savings and Loans Credit Union, resplendent in her beautiful gown of shot gold and shades of plum. And surrounding her, Brenton, is a princess from each credit union.
There's Samantha Carter from Australian Central.
And Bryony Willoughby from Power State.
Kirsty Coleman, Savings and Loan.
Renee Dow from Satisfact Direct.
Lexi Attard from the Police Credit Union.
And from the CPS, Mari or Marie. I'm not sure how Marie or Mari pronounces her name, but Romeo's her surname.
It is.
And she's from the CPS Credit Union.
What a great tribute to these girls, and a great thrill for them.
And you know, Kirsty's a mum herself, the pageant queen, so she's very excited to be up there as the first mum to be pageant queen. It's very good.
This is the Enfield City Band. There's 35 members of that band.
And they're wanting us to tie our kangaroos down. Did you bring your kangaroos down?
I tied it down before I left home, yes.
And this is the Australian girls drill team, adding lots of colour and precision marching to our beautiful Australian
And look
section.
at their skirts. When they open them up, they're all Australian flags.
And they're sequined and shining in the sun, aren't they? Beautiful.
They look like they're really having a great time.
There they... Oh, look at them. They've got feathers around the edge, some of them. And a sequined Australian flag skirt. Very flash.
They've been doing that.
3 kilometres.
3 kilometres. They must be fit.
And they're smiling.
And those little ones have been doing it too.
Here's some more in beautiful black catsuit costumes with stars on them.
Can you twirl those ribbons?
No, I can't. No, mine just sort of drag along the ground and get grubby.
Never mind. Well, he seems relaxed.
The jolly swagman. Oh, a clown's fallen over. He's been arrested by a trooper nearly.
Almost. Well, I think he's eaten too many mutton chops.
And he probably got them from a sheep he shouldn't have had.
Time for a bit of a kip, I think. Oh, I think you're in trouble, mate.
Yeah, he's resting under a coolabah tree while his billy boils.
Of course, there were troopers, 1, 2, 3.
That famous Australian song. And that, I think that was a cockatoo just flew past.
Really?
A big white sulphur-crested one. There's a couple of extra swagmen walking along beside, and that old swaggy's just kicking his foot in the sunshine.
He had a jumbuck in his tucker bag. I'm
Did he?
sure I saw that.
I'm sure he shouldn't have.
Ah, the birth of the butterfly.
Oh, look at this. This is one of the new floats, Brenton, and it's very pretty.
It's a Dreamtime story about how a cockatoo's spirit had gone to another land, and no other bird or creatures would go to the other land to see what it was like. And in the autumn, the caterpillars went and all the others waited for spring. Spring came with blossoms, birds, and the grub returned as a beautiful coloured butterfly.
And the grubs that are going along the side are waiting to turn into butterflies themselves.
Well,
here's
will.
Tandanya dreaming. This is a great float. The didgeridoo sounds and depicting the South Australian Aboriginal culture in the form of the Tandanya area and various surrounding tribes. The hills represented are the ears of the rainbow serpent, Mount Lofty and Mount Benithan, and that rainbow serpent extends all along the hills to the Barossa Valley, and the tail surrounds the Adelaide Plains along the coast right down to the south coast area represented on the base of the float.
It's time for the Bandicoot Boar Rock Music Festival.
Now they're looking pretty energetic too, having a good old dance as they come around the corner.
Celebrating the age of rock and roll.
Nothing like it.
Oh.
I think he wants to scream and shout.
I think he does. Shout.
Oh, isn't it wonderful? All the crowd's joining in too.
Sing, sing.
Sing.
An old Johnny O'Keefe song.
I think it is, yes. And the crowd joins in as they rock and roll past.
Colour, music, and a great deal of happiness. What a wonderful day.
And I think this might be our friend. Oh no, we've still got the rock and roll music, or the rock and music festival from the Bandicoot
Boar.
But there's our friend Koala Great. Look at him.
Oh, well, he'll always call Australia home, won't he?
He will. He's the largest fur-covered koala in Australia.
Really?
The very biggest.
Well, we only have the biggest and best in our pageant, don't we?
And what's he carrying in his hand? Is that wattle?
That is a sprig of wattle. It is.
And all those people carrying flags, they've each got a different Australian animal on them, if you can have a look. They've got, oh, we've gone past them now, but they've each got a wombat or a kangaroo or a platypus.
This is the Keith Conlon Jazz Band, and they've been doing this for about 147 years. They have.
Yes, Keith's very happy that you mentioned that. 147 years. There he is up the back on the drums, doing a fabulous job with the rotunda float.
It's the only gig these guys get every year, so they make the most of it.
We just wheel them out for the pageant.
Oh, dear.
Oh!
I hope anybody got a Band-Aid?
There's been a fall.
Oh, dear. Pick yourself up.
Oh, that's the way. Now, here comes the Bay Botch Surf Club. Let's go surfing now, everybody surfing now. My goodness, look at that sun cream, Brenton. That's a big tube.
Oh, well, today you need it. It's a very sunny day, and all of these people have got either sun hats or lots of sunblock on. This is the Bay Botch Surf Club, and let's go surfing.
And do I see an octopus riding on top of that surfboard, or is it the surf boat?
It's the surfboat. I thought he was actually hanging 8. Tough, but...
And there's a dolphin. If you look closely, just on the crest of the wave, there's a beautiful dolphin riding
Surfing.
that wave.
They love doing that, don't they?
They're the most beautiful creatures. There's that octopus, and there's the lifesavers. Do you think that octopus has got them a bit worried?
I think so. Time for a rumba in Rio. Rio de Janeiro. They're dancing the lambada.
Okay. They're very colourful, aren't they, in Rio? Because they have Carnivale over there.
They do. They know how to have a festival in the street,
They
too.
sure do. And look, there's all sorts of beautiful coloured peacock feathers and toucans. There's an enormous toucan sitting on that float with a great big beak. I don't think I could lambada 100 metres, let alone 3 kilometres.
They certainly are enjoying themselves, aren't they?
There's that toucan's beak. You have to be careful not to get your finger caught.
Oh, look. Nellie.
Nellie.
Nellie has been around for so long. Today, she's dressed as a royal elephant with all the colours of the Orient.
And she has been in the pageant for more years than anybody cares to remember. And she's still one of the favourites, isn't she?
Isn't she? Shuffling along.
And the beautiful oriental dancers and attendants on either side of her, wearing their very special headpieces and carrying those very pretty umbrellas. They don't keep much sun out, but my goodness,
No.
they're pretty.
Do you know that there are 54 floats in this pageant? That's
We've
a lot,
got, I
isn't it?
think,
12
probably
bands.
still 40 or so
Oh,
to
we've
go.
got lots to go. And I think I can see down there in the street, it is. It's the children of the Golden Palace. It's from another country. Well, it used to be called Siam. It's now
That's
called
right.
Thailand.
And the music is the March of the Siamese Children, so that's matching beautifully to the country of origin, with the pagoda on the back of the float and that very large king at the front with 7 of his children and lots of ladies of the court walking beside.
Shall we dance? Boom, boom, boom.
Yes, from The King and I.
Yes, it's a lovely movie.
Oh, there's some clowns creating a bit of trouble. Oh. And there's someone who's just enraptured.
Oh,
Look
look.
at the
She
concentration.
can't believe what she's seeing. It's so wonderful. Ah, the skirl of bagpipes.
The Southern District Pipes and Drums celebrating their 6th birthday this year, and they're wearing the Clan Cameron tartan.
That's right, the Clan Cameron tart. It's a beautiful tart.
But they're not playing a Scottish song.
No, they're not.
They're playing Waltzing Matilda.
With a Scottish accent.
Yes.
The pipe major is Andrew Brockenbrow. The drum major is Greg Tansel. The drum sergeant is Pauline Roby.
Now we move to Europe with the Tulips from Amsterdam float. A beautiful windmill turning, and the Dutch couple there on the front of the float waving to everybody in traditional Dutch costume.
Tulips are beautiful flowers, aren't they? That grow
Glorious.
mostly in Holland.
They're renowned for their tulips. Look at that scene as we look down North Terrace with the tulip float going past. Lots of people wearing Dutch costumes. I wonder if they've got clogs on, because that's traditionally what they wore, wasn't it?
It
Wooden
might
clogs.
be difficult walking that far with clogs on, I think.
Yeah. Get a blister or two,
Wooden
wouldn't you?
shoes,
Bit
yes,
tricky.
unless you're used to them. The windmill is just turning and turning in the nice gentle breeze we've got here today.
It's lovely, isn't it, to think that all these people participating in the pageant today are volunteers.
That's right, yes they are.
Ordinary folk who come out once a year and live out their fantasies.
And have a wonderful time.
They do.
Here comes another London bus. This one's got its roof on.
This is the authentic 1946 London bus, and the fun of old London town is depicted with the bobbies and grenadier guards, the gentry folk, like that couple there.
People dressed up in old-fashioned clothing from a different period. They're doing the Lambeth Walk.
They are. And someone in that bus, you know, Brenton, has got some sort of squirting thing that squirts streamers out at people as they go along. It's very cute.
Really? I wish I had one of those.
Yes.
That is a very tall bus. And speaking of very tall,
My goodness.
2 Viennese ladies. They're from Vienna.
And they're waltzing down the street.
Vienna's in Austria. That's a country a long way away from us.
It is, and very famous for their waltzes, the Austrians. And look, that's how, in the olden days, that's how men used to dress, with those white wigs.
And they used to powder them. They made that colour because they put powder in them.
And they used to powder their faces to match as well. And the ladies' wigs were also powdered. And there's the elegant emperor and empress sitting up on their balcony. With a slightly tired footman, I think.
So. Slightly tired, yes. It's been a long journey from Austria to here.
It has. Take
Time
to
to school. Yes, Mr. Owley's school. There he is, the wise old owl. Must be the teacher, I guess. All of the students have passed their exams and they're out today having fun at the pageant.
Have they got an apple for the teacher, do you think?
I think they probably all gave the teacher an apple.
They'd have to watch out that the clown gave them an apple, because I'm sure if a clown gave you an apple,
I wouldn't
it'd have
eat
a
it.
worm in it.
Teachers must have the cleanest teeth in the world, you know.
They would
all
have,
those
wouldn't
apples.
they? This is one of my favourite floats. This is MacDougall the detective. And he looks fabulous, but I've got a suspicion that he's missing his quarry. I think they're behind him in that rubbish
I think
bin.
the person he's looking for is hiding in the rubbish bin, yes. He lifts the lid up every now and then just to see if Mac's looking, but
He's
Mac
just
isn't.
taunting him, isn't he?
I think there's been a bit of cheese burglary going on, and I think the nasty little cat in the bin is responsible for pinching the cheese.
But Mac's so busy making a good impression up the front of the float that he doesn't see the pussy in the garbage bin.
Well, I think Mac's more interested in the pageant. And maybe trying to catch that clown who seems to have pinched one of the signs from the side of the road.
He does, and he keeps moving it around and creating a roadblock. Troublesome clowns. And there go the mice eating the cheese, while Mac just strikes a handsome pose.
Yes, he's unconcerned. Now this band, this is the Tea Tree Gully Redbacks. And you can see why they're called the Redbacks.
Indeed. And they're doing very well, just like the other team called the Redbacks, the cricketers are doing at the moment.
This is their 5th year in the pageant, and they're basically a young person's band, about 13 years up to about 20 years old. Directed by David Gardner, who's a member of the South Australian Police Band. The drum major is Michaela Monkeith.
And I think, you know, that each year there are more and more in the Redbacks band, which is just fantastic. The Tea Tree Gully Redbacks, I'm sure that's a bigger crew than we've seen at previous Christmas pageants.
I think so. Now, after the Redbacks, one South Australian team, we catch up with some Crows. That's
Yes,
another South Australian team. Different
team.
sport, but...
Although they don't look like this when they run out on a footy field, do
well,
they?
not often, no.
The Scarecrow now, I'm not sure that he's being very effective because it looks like he's got a few crows in his cornfield.
I don't think they're very scared of the Scarecrow at all. They've been eating all of that wheat.
Oh, you're
Scarecrow
right,
can
it's
do
wheat,
nothing
it's
about
not
it.
corn.
I think it's wheat.
I think you're right, I think it is wheat. Oh, now here's a joint that I wouldn't want to go to under any circumstances.
Number 13, Ghastly Grove.
It's not my sort of spot.
Top address.
You have to like spiders and ghouls and creatures
Well,
that
they're
look
a
like
bit
that.
spooky, aren't they?
Aren't they? They look as if they're having a pretty good
Well,
time.
they've got a great taste in music. Rock me.
Oh, but then you see, that's what happens.
Thunder and lightning.
They freeze.
Spooky. I can see a pink monster.
There he is. Another of the new floats this year, that's Bruto. Monsters are supposed to be scary, but I don't think anybody would be frightened by
I don't
Bruto,
think
would
Bruto scares us.
they? No. He looks magnificent, and look, he's very carefully carrying two dear little girls.
Cradled in Bruto's arms, so it can't be all bad.
And his eyes are having a look. Look how
Well,
they
he's
move.
looking around, looking at everybody.
See, that's a comfy spot. And they've even got pink seatbelts to match Bruto's fur.
Oh, well, I'm glad they have seatbelts. I wouldn't want to fall out of Bruto's arms.
See how Bruto's looking at everything?
I can
just
see
very
the eyes
slowly.
moving. They sort of follow you around the room.
They do.
Whoa, looking at all the children, looking at him.
He's got big feet.
He has. Big flat feet. Oh, something spacey's about to happen here,
I think they might have been aliens that have invaded our Christmas pageant, Brenton.
Oh, well, welcome anyway. Everyone's welcome to the Christmas pageant.
So long as they're friendly, and they do look like friendly aliens.
They do. They're waving aloft. This is Galaxy 2000.
And do you know there's a lucky little boy right up in the top of that spaceship?
Starship Cosmos, yes.
Yeah, riding in the front there. There he is. You can just
How
see him in the
exciting
canopy
would that
there.
be to fly that spaceship?
And it goes up and down as it belches some smoke and take off.
Whoa. Lots of space.
Hey, this is a bit clever what the John Reynolds Drum Corps doing. They're not only marching forward, but they're doing manoeuvres sideways. Look at that.
Oh. It's very fancy, isn't it?
Their music director is Des Clark, and drum major Amanda Walmsley. It's her first time today, and she's got the drum corps moving like clockwork.
Isn't that fantastic? The average age of this band is only 17 years. And it's combined, it's a combination of 8 snares, 4 quads, 2 cymbals, and 3 single bass drums, a double bass, and of course, drum major Amanda Walmsley.
That looks fantastic, the way they're moving in and out. And behind behind the drums, there comes the ye old Pageant tram.
Well, the tram used to come down here a long time ago, and now it only comes down here once a year.
And some folk dressed up in old-fashioned costumes. Getting a big wave.
Here it is, the Pageant tram.
This is a very special tram because it doesn't need the wires to be overhead.
No, and it just carries a lot of happy people to the pageant.
And I think some of them are blowing bubbles. Look at that.
Merry Christmas.
They're getting cheers as they go past.
People in the tram are all cheering to everybody.
Oh, watch out.
Watch out, that clown has a hammer.
Oh. Speaking of clowns, here comes Boo-Hoo the Jester.
No, this is Pogo.
Oh, sorry, this is Pogo. I'm ahead of myself.
You are ahead of yourself. This is Pogo.
The biggest knees in the world.
Oh. There are all sorts of things around Pogo. There are bob-up Pogos and Pogo clowns, and they're big, there are small, they're all shapes and sizes, they're all having a great time, but I just love Pogo's hair.
I'd love to know where he gets it done.
The green hair.
Do you think that'd suit me on the news?
Well, I do, but, you know, a survey of one.
I'll have to try and see what the news director
Well,
thinks.
I'll watch and see. And look, there's other little Pogos behind.
Yes.
Little pretend Pogos.
They come in all sizes, don't they?
All shapes and sizes.
You've sort of got your junior, your medium size, and then your super large Pogo.
Your economy.
Yeah.
Big Pogo.
I'm watching clowns with hammers.
Now, this.
That's Boo-Hoo the Jester.
That's Boo-Hoo the Jester. You know what a jester is? Jester's an entertainer, someone that entertains people. A long time ago, jesters used to come into kings' palaces and things, entertain the kings and queens.
And that's the traditional headdress, isn't it, with the 3 points and the bells
And the
on
bells
the
on
end.
it, yes. But this one is about 4 meters high. Huge.
And then all around, he's got lots of other jesters like that one there, who are helping amuse the crowd as they go along, dancing and jiggling around with their bells ringing as they go. Hello.
Merry Christmas. There's 18 of the happiest jesters in the world there. All tinkling their bells.
And the music that goes with it is very appropriate. It's called The Entertainer.
It is.
Scott Joplin piece. And doesn't Adelaide look beautiful with its fresh green leaves on all the trees?
And the blue sky. I wonder why Boo-Hoo's called Boo-Hoo, because Boo-Hoo's usually to do with crying, isn't
That's
it?
right. Well, maybe it's because if you are feeling a bit sad and boo-hoo-ish, then Boo-Hoo will make you smile. Maybe that's the idea, that
Works
he
for
sends the
me.
boo-hoos away. He doesn't look sad. Oh, dear. Mr. Clown's little thing had fallen off its tracks, I think. They're having a good old dance, those jesters beside Boo-Hoo.
You know, you're saying before about all these volunteers, 900 people are involved in just being characters in the pageant, let alone all those people who do makeup and hair
Costuming.
and costumes and things.
It takes weeks, you know, just to iron all the costumes.
Jane.
Yum! Snap! This is the Candy Carnival. If only this one would stop for a while, Brent, and you could pop down and get us a lollipop.
Grab a lollipop. Maybe they could throw one to us.
Look at the vehicle pulling the carousel. It's got lollies
I've heard of a
everywhere.
gingerbread house, but that looks a bit like a gingerbread car.
It does, and it's got lollipops for bumper bars and stepping up onto.
Oh,
And that looks like a marshmallow roof.
wouldn't be too good in the rain.
No.
Now there's a lollipop. Can we have that one?
Or that one.
Or even that one?
No, I don't think they heard us.
And the merry-go-round is going round very merrily. Different names, aren't there? Hurdy-gurdy, merry-go-round, carousel. Can you hear those drums?
We had the John Reynolds drum corps before, and now we've got the little drummer boy, except he's a bit big.
Yes, there's hardly a little. There's a little drummer
some
boy
little
or
drummer
two.
boys,
Yes.
yeah.
They're all got kettle drums. They're called kettle drums. That's just the name.
They make a lot of noise.
I suppose if you hit a kettle with some sticks, it would probably make a rattly noise later.
And how happy does the little drummer boy look today?
Well, are you happy?
Yes. And some bigger drummer people walking walking alongside. And their beautiful turquoise costumes, braid on their shoulders. That's called epaulettes, isn't it? Those flat bits on their shoulders with the braid on
Yes,
it.
they are. And turquoise is obviously a blue colour.
Yes, lovely. Stars on their caps. And now, here comes Toby the toy truck.
Well, you've never seen such a big toy truck in your life.
And two lucky little boys, not that Batman boy, who's sitting high up on a balcony, but up there, equally high, driving
the truck.
Toby.
Oh, look out, clown. Oh, I thought that clown was going to get swallowed up by Toby's mouth.
He might have. There's the two drivers. Oh, the steering wheel comes off.
Well, it's a magic toy truck.
It's fantastic. Watch out, Mr. Clown.
And do you know what's in the back of that toy truck?
Let me guess. Toys?
You got it in one. Absolutely. It's laden down. Merry Christmas to you.
Happy New Year too, yes.
Toby toy truck has a hard hat on, just
Well,
in case he, runs into something.
He's a pretty heavy-duty toy truck. Look at those wheels.
They are big, aren't they?
Mm.
And in the back of Toby toy truck are more presents than you could ever imagine.
Lots
Christmas
and
presents
lots
galore.
of toys. And I reckon lots of little boys and girls might be hoping that one might fall out and that they could catch it, but they
There
won't.
they are, look. It's full of cuddly toys.
Oh, look at that. Teddy bears and drums and all sorts of things in the back of Toby.
And here come the Adelaide University's Regiment Pipes and Drums. They're wearing the blue and white Napier attire. The commander is Pipe Major Warrant Officer Class 1 Phil Wild. You know, that everything that they carry there, the uniform and the pipes and things like that, it's about 14 kilograms they have to carry on them.
Is that
Very
right?
heavy.
Does that include those big furry hats
The
called
Busbies,
Busbies?
they're carrying about 14 kilograms of weight and all that costume. And
That's a lot, isn't it?
it takes about 2 years, actually, to train someone to become a competent bagpiper, just to the basic standard, let alone being as good as these people are.
Beautiful sporrans. Those long, hairy things hanging down the front of their kilts.
Spot
They're beautiful. And do you know Phil Wild plays his bagpipes not only in this band, but sometimes he plays with another band called Classical Gas.
Does he?
And he plays his bagpipes and wears his kilt for that too.
I think if you were playing bagpipes, you'd really have to wear your kilt.
Yeah, they don't look right if
Wouldn't
you don't have a
sound the
kilt
same, I
on.
don't think,
No,
no.
certainly would not. I think there's something nasty lurking.
You think so?
Could we have something nasty in our pageant?
Oh, only for fun.
Only for fun. Only if he was only sort of a pretend nasty.
Well, this is a pretend nasty. It's sort of like pretend nasty Neville, the pirate king. Yo-ho-ho. Are there mateys?
And he's being rowed along by what I think you'd call as a very generously built pirate in that front boat.
Very generously built.
Oh, there's nasty Nev.
Oh, he's only making believe.
You think he's all...
Nobody could be that nasty on pageant day.
No.
It's amazing what effect the pageant has on even the nastiest people.
That's right.
Look at that one. Now, there's another generous pirate.
That is a generously built chap, isn't it? But look, he loves his mum. He's got it tattooed on his shoulder. And he's got a band of fairly unruly pirates running along the side. Some of those have got cutlasses. They're those big swords.
Big curved swords. I don't think they're real. That pirate up the front rowing the boat hardly fits in that little dinghy.
He doesn't, does he? Look at him. He's squashed in there. And he's a bit puffed, I think, from rowing all that way.
It's been a long journey. Maybe he's looking for some treasure.
Buried.
Buried treasure.
My goodness, look at those little butterflies on springs.
And I know who that person's waiting for. It's picnic time for teddy bears. You should go down to the woods today.
You're in for a big
You
surprise.
sure are. Teddy bears are having a picnic.
So are the ants, I think.
Well, something for everybody. Ants have their place.
They do. They help clean up the crumbs,
Just not
don't
in a
they?
picnic basket.
No, not in the basket. They're allowed to be on the grass beside. See, there's a couple.
Those bears are having a great picnic.
It's a beautiful day for a picnic too.
I'm sure that a lot of these people, when the pageant's over, they'll probably go off somewhere in this beautiful, beautiful spring day and have a picnic.
They'll keep an eye out for this chap, though.
St. George and the Dragon.
Very friendly dragon. Even though he's blowing some steam and smoke out of his nose, he's a very, very cute-looking dragon, I
He
think.
is. And of course, maybe you could take him along for a picnic and you might be able to cook your sausages under his nose.
You'd be able to sauté your sausages.
Smoke your sausages.
That's right, smoke your sausages and cook them at the same time. Look at him.
Oh dear. Oh, that smoke coming out of the dragon's nose.
Good job there were no flames for our camera.
Oh, no, I think they turned the flames off.
Yes. And there's St. George, who's conquered the dragon up the top in his coat of armour.
Here's another relaxed little character. It's Puss in Boots.
Puss in Boots, yes.
And that's the Marquis or the Marquis?
Well, I say Marquis, but...
Yes, of Carabas.
And the music here is very appropriate because it's Tom Jones singing Pussy, Pussy, Pussycat, I Love You.
Now, that's a very good hat on a day like this, isn't it?
It is. No sunburn on that pussycat's nose.
No.
And look how well equipped he is. He's got huge cushions.
Very relaxed.
Now, the pageant is not a race, but don't tell that to the hare and the tortoise.
Well, no. I mean, that's a famous story, isn't it?
It is.
The hare thought, because it was a hare, it was going to win that race easily. And the poor old slow tortoise wouldn't have a chance. But what happened?
So the hare sat back with his feet up, thinking that he didn't have to run fast at all.
And fell asleep.
And the old tortoise just kept plodding along, and guess who won the race?
Slowly does it.
That's right.
And look, just there, passing the finish line, is the tortoise winning the race. The
And
hare
back-
doesn't even know about it. The
No.
hare's asleep.
Sound asleep. And the music for this is appropriate because it was another big race, the Chariots of Fire music.
Oh, right, yes.
That was a very famous film a few years ago about runners in a big race.
These people have come down from the Adelaide Hills.
Have they?
The Harndorf Town Band.
Good on them. And they're wearing Merry Christmas hats. Isn't that nice?
They're the only brass band in the Adelaide Hills, and they've been going for about 75 years. Not these particular people, but the band has been going for 75 years.
And they've got about 20 members. Today they're being conducted by their Deputy Bandmaster, Phil O'Neill. Their musical director is Kevin Cameron.
And even Humpty Dumpty, who had a great fall, even Humpty Dumpty's happy today.
He's been put back together again by all the King's horses and all the King's men.
Well, they really could put him back together again in real life, but anything can happen in pageant.
Pageant special. And look, what a lovely way to go in the pageant on a rocking horse. Hello.
That happy little sausage. Yep, rocking your way all the way along the pageant.
There's a soldier with a very smart hat.
Well, Humpty Dumpty must have been a very special person for the king to want to put him back together again when he fell off the wall.
Absolutely. You can see why he's very happy today. Sitting up there between the turrets, the two towers of the castle. In fact, he's being held up by a couple of
Well,
soldiers.
they're trying to put him back together again. They can't quite get him back on the wall.
No.
And this is Gulliver.
And he went to a land where all the people were tiny wee.
Yes, and they tied him up with string and things.
Because they thought he was a giant. And that's because they were all people from a place called Lilliput.
I guess if you were the size they were and someone as huge as Gulliver came along, well, you might think he was a bit strange too. But all worked out in the end.
There's some of the ladies of Lilliput.
Lilliputians.
Lilliputians, that's right. Yes. And I can hear a clown with his honker going honk honk in the distance as well.
When I was little, I thought his name was Gullible.
Did you?
Gullible's Travels.
Gullible's Travels.
But then maybe I was the Gullible one.
That's right. And it's lovely just to hear laughter and clapping and cheering. No sadness on pageant day.
No.
Everybody's happy and smiling.
who wouldn't be on a day as beautiful as this? Look at that blue sky.
It's absolutely
A lovely
glorious.
temperature.
And there's just the hint of a breeze to keep these people who've been walking and singing and dancing and waving for 3 kilometres cool.
And people have been handing out free bottles of water just to keep people
Very
from being
sensible.
thirsty.
Now we've got Snow White. There she is with her red apple. And the 7 dwarves. This is another of our new floats. And we can see all the dwarves there. Bashful, Dopey, Happy. Oh, not you. You're the Wicked Witch. Sneezy, Grumpy, Doc and Sleepy. But there's 6 huntsmen flanking the float just to protect them from that Wicked Witch up the top, the evil queen.
Speaking of people sort of handing things out, there have been a lot of volunteers. The Adelaide guides, while people have been here from interstate and overseas for the pageant, they've been handing out, well, there's been about 100,000 queries about what to do in Adelaide, and people from the Adelaide City Council have just been handing out information for all these people.
It's a
They've
great
been
idea,
volunteering
isn't
to
it?
do that as well.
Our city would grind to a halt without the volunteers. Oh, look, a tiny pageant watcher. Yes, sir, you're on television too. Congratulations. And there's one going up onto the top of somebody's shoulders to get a better view. That's
Because,
better.
yes, it's not long before someone special's here. And look, there's a reindeer. Oh, no, it's not.
No, it's a little girl
10.
with reindeer antlers. They're very nice antlers too.
I used to put reindeer antlers on my little dog at Christmas time.
Did your little dog like that?
Yes.
Did you
Go
put a
looking in the mirror at itself, thought it was great.
Rudolph nose as well?
Didn't like the Rudolph nose.
No. What sort of dog?
Cavalier King Charles Spaniel.
Would have looked perfect.
It did.
Old King Cole was a merry old soul.
Oh, yes, a merry old soul was he. Called for his pipe, called for his bowl, and he called for his fiddlers 3.
And I think if we look really carefully, there's the pipe, there's the bowl.
And the fiddlers
and
were their violin players. That's sometimes
right.
called a fiddle.
And they're fiddling about up the back there. And there's some of the courtiers.
Oh, yes, looking terribly, terribly regal.
Yes. More of those powdered wigs.
Yes. Must have had a lot of powder in it.
They did, I think.
Must have sneezed a lot.
Wouldn't be good for the hay fever. There they are, fiddling away. I think they're playing a Christmas carol.
I think they are.
Old King Cole looks as if he's had a lot of Christmas pudding over the years, doesn't he?
Oh, who hasn't?
It's one of my favourite things, Christmas pud.
I think King Cole eats it all year.
He probably can because he's a king.
Yeah, kings are like that.
Bye. See you next year. Clowns shaking hands and meeting people there.
Pretty happy looking king.
He is.
Oh, he's a merry old soul.
That's right. That's how the jingle goes. Look, even his tractor pulling him's got a crown on the
Well,
front.
it's the royal tractor.
It is.
An absolute wonderland of characters. The Credit Union Christmas pageant.
And speaking of wonderlands,
This
here
is
comes Alice with hers.
Well, there's the march here.
There's Alice.
That's the King of Tarts. Oh, I think it's the King of
The
Tarts.
King of Hearts.
The King of Hearts.
Who
That's
made
right.
some tarts.
That's right, I'm sorry.
That's the one. The Mad Hatter must be in there somewhere too. Tweedledum and Tweedledee,
The
can we
Mad
see
Hatter's
that?
sitting there with Alice. There's the man.
Oh yes, you can tell by his mad hat.
Yes.
The Cheshire Cat is just beside there in the pink. And the giant caterpillar riding high on the top of the float on top of the mushroom,
It's Tweedledum and Tweedly. There's the caterpillar.
waving just 6 of his legs.
Using a few to hang on with, I think.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Big bad wolf time.
The 3 little pigs. Little pig, let me in or I'll huff and I'll puff or I'll blow your house down.
Here he goes. He's going to huff and puff, I think.
Well, let's see.
Big bad wolf. Little pig.
I don't think those pigs want to let him in. And quite rightly
The
so.
pigs are saying, go away.
This is the House of Sticks, isn't it? Oh, this is going to blow down.
This is going to blow down any minute.
Oh, no. Clan Gordon Pipe Band.
And leading them is Pipe Major Jim Morrison with Drum Major Peter Rowland.
They were formed in 1973. They've been piping for some time.
You can't imagine galloping through the snow in a one-horse sleigh just today, can you?
Not today, you can't.
That's what
no.
they're playing.
One-horse open sleigh. Laughing all the way.
You ever tried to twirl those drumsticks like that?
Yes.
And can you? Or did you?
Unsuccessfully.
Do you know the only time I tried, I banged myself on the head?
And you didn't persist?
No, I didn't. I gave up after that.
There's a happy little fairy, a pretty little fairy.
Look, she's sitting on the tongue of that boot down in the bottom of the garden, underneath the bluebells in Fairy Nook.
Fairy Nook. A nook is just a little sort of area, a little corner, isn't it, in the garden? A little nook. It's where the tiniest fairies live.
And they have beautiful glittery wings on.
They like to get down there so that they're safe.
And look who's here. It's Nipper.
This famous little brown horse, you know, this horse has been in every pageant since 1933.
And there's Molly Matotek riding Nipper today. What a lucky little girl.
And her father is from the Savings and Loan Accounts Department. That's Neil Matatic.
And there's a beautiful fairy princess coming along with the Fairy Nook and with Nipper. It looks like a cake, doesn't it? It's all pink.
It does, really, doesn't
It
it?
looks like it could be covered with icing.
When I was really little, I got to ride on Nipper in the
you?
Magic Cave.
Oh, you lucky
Long
boy.
time ago. Speaking of fairies, time for the Queen of the Fairies.
And if you look closely here, you'll see one of our media colleagues, Amanda Blair, as I live and breathe. There she is, dressed up like a fairy. And with her today are a couple of very lucky children. Nicholas Mundy of Salisbury East, who's aged 10, who's the handsome prince. And the fairy princess is Sarah Johnson-Verco of Port Elliot. She's also 10. And each of them had to say what they wished for the world. And Nicholas wished that the world had more friends because of all the horrible things that are happening.
Oh, dear.
And Sarah wished to build a time machine so we could use it to keep the victims of Bali and around the world safe in their homes. So that
Just
would
goes
be...
to prove, too, that the pageant is magic enough to make a fairy princess out of anybody.
That's right. Amanda Blair, even.
Exactly.
Of all people. And here comes
This
Nimble.
is Nimble. Also has been in the pageant since 1933, and this year the lucky little girl riding on Nimble is Lauren Anastasio.
And her dad works for the police credit union, Costa, out at Albertson. And she looks very happy to be there, wearing her beautiful fairy costume.
Beautiful white horse. Followed up by the Campbelltown City Band. They started in 1919. That is a long time ago.
And they wear special helmets called pith helmets.
Yes, they are. Those funny sort of white ones
White
with spikes on them.
And although they look heavy, they're actually quite light and they're very good in the heat.
They are.
They leave lots of room for your head to breathe.
They do.
And the drum major is Mike Tucker, musical director Peter Monk. There you can see the pith helmet with a spike on top.
Silver spike on top.
And someone's put tinsel on theirs at the front. Look at
Put
that.
your telephone notes on that spike.
You could. Clash go the cymbals.
Watch out, camera, you get flashed. Jingle bells, what a wonderful.
Should be jingle cymbals. Look out, the Toyville trolley's coming.
Will
Look
it
how
make it? Or
How
will
high are those presents? Look.
I think, at a guess, let me just have a look. About 1, 2, 3, 4 metres high, I would think.
And look, there's little elves up there helping hold the toys in place.
Well, I hope they don't fall down before they get to the end. Little toy maker pixies have been busily making toys, helping Father Christmas get ready for Christmas time.
There's probably enough presents on there to go for all the children in Adelaide, do you think?
I would think so, yes.
Look at that. Her pixie hat on, waving to the crowd.
Special little train to pull them all along.
This is the sort of town children would like to live in, because all the shops in Toy Town are built out of building blocks trimmed with tinsel and toys all over.
Oh, great town to live in. And there's some top hatters. They have those hats are called top hats, and they're sort of handy striped, aren't they?
They're beautiful.
Once Father Christmas gets to town, well, there's not much else to do but get ready for Christmas.
That's right. And there's lots of fairies and clowns and all sorts of interesting people on that float. Look, that looks like Goldilocks.
Well, it does look like Goldilocks.
She's certainly got golden locks.
She does.
Oh, and there's someone else
another
with
Goldilocks.
golden hair.
All those blocks have little pictures or letters on them.
There's even a little elephant on that float. Look, little
one.
blue one.
Ah, Rudolph. Rudolph, the red-nosed reindeer.
He looks a bit relaxed. He's reading up about holidays.
Christmas, well, this is for after Christmas, when Rudolph's finished working with Father Christmas
Oh,
and delivering
okay.
presents all around the world. Well, Rudolph needs a bit of a break.
Works
for
out where to
holiday.
go?
That's right. Reads the holiday brochures.
Do you think he'd choose somewhere cool or somewhere warm to go?
I think he's chosen. I think it's Adelaide.
Adelaide. Sensible
Where
reindeer.
else?
And they're singing, or the music, they're not singing it, but the music is his very own song, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Very special to have your own song. Oh, look, the clown is tickling them all with some tinsel.
It's a very well-equipped tinsel clown, isn't it? Tinsel on his shoulders as well as in his
I
hand.
wonder how Rudolph got to have a red nose.
Do you know? I'm not sure. Do you know?
No, I think that's
No.
one of the mysteries.
Maybe it's because, you know, when you're out in the cold sometimes, your nose does go red, and because he's at the front of the reindeer, maybe
That'd
he
be the
breaks the
coldest
ice,
spot.
so to speak. And his nose got reddest of all.
Very good theory, Jane. I'll buy it. Silver bells.
Ah.
Silver bells.
And all the girls beside the Silver Bells float carrying little handles full of silver bells.
They're all sparkly in the sunshine today.
Beautiful, beautiful costumes. And when you think, was it 900 people you said are involved with the pageant? Each one of them has got a special costume
This
that has to be
900.
taken away and cleaned and washed and put away safely each year so that the pageant can look so bright and sparkly new each year.
And believe it or not, there are 154 clowns at last count.
They have a tendency to multiply without warning, is my belief. Look, that tractor's got tinsel all around the edges as well. Beautiful coordination. The tractor driver's all dressed up like a silver bell as well.
I think silver bells are one of those sort of images of Christmas that are always there.
And here's another one. Although in our country it's always summer at Christmas time, in the northern hemisphere it's snowy. And out in the snow go the carolers, singing Christmas carols at people's doors.
And they have to sort of wear nice, warm clothes, otherwise they'd get very cold.
And I think the voices that you're hearing here are from the Australian Girls Choir, which is one of the fabulous young people's choirs in Adelaide, and they do beautiful singing. So
They
that's
do.
what we're listening to.
And they're singing, well, Deck the Halls and Good King Wenceslas.
And fa-la-la-la-la.
That's fa-la-la-la-la-ring.
Fa-la-la-la-la-la-la-la.
Now here's Cossie Koala. This is, well, a sort of a snow koala, isn't it?
From up in the snowy mountains.
Yes, because we do have snow country in Australia. We have
do.
desert and we have snow. Land of great contrast. And this is a koala from up in the snow country.
And he's got a few snowmen with him.
They haven't melted yet.
Oh,
Special non-melting snow.
Christmas pageant snow. And he's built his own little snowman in front.
Now, speaking of sleigh rides through the snow, here comes a sleigh. A sleigh is a special sort of little carriage, but it doesn't have wheels. It has little sort of metal slides, so it can slide along in the slippery snow, pulled by a horse.
And because if you were out in the snow, you'd have to keep nice and warm. You can see the people in the sleigh have got
Oh, they've rucked
their
up.
their picnic basket.
They have.
And another band, this time the 1027th Battalion Brass Band.
They're based at the Keswick Barracks. They're an army band. The drum major is Corporal Julie Sneedzer. The bandmaster is Warrant Officer Al Kidney.
And I don't think normally that they wear tinsel in the army, but today they've got tinsel on with their uniforms.
I think slightly out of uniform, but nobody worries today.
And Julie Snidzer, that's the drum major there in the middle, banging the big bass drum.
Yeah.
She's got a Father Christmas with reindeer antlers on the front of her drum.
Is she?
You have a look, see? Just right on the front
yes.
there, there's that red bit sticking up. There he is, Father Christmas wearing reindeer ears. Except I don't think that's Julie.
No, I think it's just the big bass drummer. That must be heavy.
Must be. And they're playing Rudolph's song as well. Have you ever been ice skating, Brenton?
Once.
Once.
Yes.
Me too.
I ski, but I don't skate.
I spent a lot of time skating on my bottom.
Yeah, I think a lot of people do.
But this lovely float has somebody just doing pirouettes on their skates behind that dear little girl sitting there. There she is, just turning around and round.
Snowtime queen. Skating around and around. Kicking up lots of ice. Wow. Pirouetting very speedily. And these people are doing a bit of a waltz.
They're pretending to skate, I think. A bit hard on bitumen to skate.
I think so, yes.
All these Christmas floats give me a hint that someone
maybe?
special might be just around the corner.
Well, this is the biggest Christmas stocking ever. Imagine finding this hanging on your mantelpiece or on the end of your bed.
You'd have to have a very big bed.
You would. There'd be more than enough toys. If you added those toys to the ones that were in the big toy truck and the other parcels that the elves had, you could give toys to everybody.
You could. And of course, that's what Father Christmas does.
And there are so many little helpers that Father Christmas has.
And the music that comes with this float says, it's starting to feel a lot like Christmas.
It's beginning to do that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Once the pageant's here.
And is it any wonder it feels like Christmas when we've got all these beautiful Christmas trees?
Shimmering in the beautiful sunlight here today at the Credit Union Christmas pageant. Beautiful red and gold decorations.
They're the traditional colours of Christmas, aren't they? The red and green.
Red and gold.
Yes. There's even a green clown here. Look at that. Colour-coordinated clowning.
There's a little fairy. Probably going to sit on the top of the tree later.
Yes. It's almost time to start thinking about putting up the Christmas trees in our houses.
Yes,
isn't
it is.
Families have different traditions for that. Some people do it on the 1st of December. Some people do it on Christmas Eve. Some people do it when the school holidays start.
This is Stardust Castle. This is where Father Christmas lives. So, gosh, he must be close.
And he is very close, I think. Look at that. There's a little helper from Stardust Castle looking very beautiful. And these Stardust Castle helpers have got stars inside their skirts.
I think this might be the castle from which Father Christmas makes everybody's dreams come true. Maybe that's where the phone rings when you
Yes.
phone, or when you send a letter to
When
Father
you send a
Christmas.
letter,
Might
that's
go
where it
there.
goes, Stardust Castle. And here comes the Australian Army Band Adelaide looking very Christmassy with their Father Christmas hats on. The band's commanded by Captain Geoffrey Cox, the 14th officer to hold this position since the band's inception on December the 12th, 1950. So they're a very Christmassy band.
They are a Christmassy band, yes. And they have the very special privilege of introducing Father Christmas.
Welcome! Hello, Father Christmas! And he's being pulled along on his wonderful sleigh by all those reindeer.
Oh, we have Dasher and Dancer, Prancer and Cupid, Comet, Donna, Vixen and Blitzen.
And out the front is Rudolph.
Rudolph.
Jingle bells.
And now it's time to meet this wonderful person who's been pageant manager for so long, Ian Carter. You know, this is about the 69th year of the Christmas pageant, and somebody is doing it for the last time, and that's Ian Carter. His first Christmas pageant was 29 years ago in 1973, and he's had a passion for the pageant ever since.
He's been the pageant event manager for the last 10 years, but he's decided to hang up his hat and leave Father Christmas in the safe hands of Brian Gilbertson. And there he is in that little red
That's
car.
the little red car that I think he turned over way back there in front of the town hall.
Wasn't it lovely to see him leading the pageant today back in that little red car?
Now, his first character role was the frog, or you can't quite remember whether it was a frog or driving that little red car. But he did that for 8 years, and as we said, unfortunately the car was banned for turning over. You know what he's going to do when he's finished the pageant?
I think he said he's going to take some people on bus tours around South Australia.
He'd have a
Is that
lot
right?
of stories to tell, wouldn't he?
Wouldn't he?
Yeah. So congratulations to Ian. He's produced some of the most wonderful pageants over so many years for us, and we just wish him well. We wish him, of course, a very Merry Christmas.
And he's been such an enthusiast for the Christmas pageant over the years. Anybody who's ever had anything to do with Ian has always been struck by how fabulously enthusiastic and committed he is to the Christmas pageant. He just adores the whole event, and he works really hard towards it, even when he's swilling champagne.
And I guess he would know all of these characters so well. He's been so involved with the design and the preparation of floats and characters over so many years.
He lives it, doesn't he?
He does. And, well, what's he going to do next year? I guess he'll be here watching.
I think he'll be here watching, because I think for the next couple of months I know that he's going to stay on with the Stardust Castle team and help Brian Gilbertson learn the ropes of being the pageant manager. Oh, look, he's getting a kiss there. These photos are from over the years where Ian has been involved with the pageant. And you can see from these how, not only how he's always up front, but also how hard he's worked behind the scenes.
Because originally he worked for John Martin's, a big department store, and helped with decorations for them, and he was a show card writer and a ticket writer, someone who just designed store displays and things, and he's always had a flair for the artistic.
And over the years, he's been involved with some of the major productions like the Pirates of the Caribbean and Tales of the Fairies. And
Pharaohs.
Did I say fairies? I've got fairies on the brain. And of course, over the years, there has been just occasionally a bit of artistic mayhem crept in when Ian's been involved, because he's such a passionate person about the pageant. He gets a bit carried away sometimes, even by his own admission.
And there's Father Christmas. He's arrived. He's about to enter the Magic Cave.
He's being helped down the steps off his reindeer sleigh. There he goes. He's got a very special helper, and he's going to go up on stage. And our very own Nuala Hafen is going to be up there to meet him.
Yes. I can't believe that Father Christmas is here again. It's wonderful.
It is. It doesn't seem like 12 months ago, does it, since he was last here?
No, it doesn't. Well, speaking of Nuala, I think she's there now to meet Father Christmas.
Wow! Mums and dads, boys and girls, let's give 3 ginormous cheers for Father Christmas. Are you ready? Hip, hip. Hip, hip. Hip, hip.
Father Christmas is being serenaded there on his platform, and in a minute he'll be going inside to the Magic Cave.
Jane, it's been wonderful. Thank you very much. I had an absolutely wonderful time at this year's pageant, as I always do.
It's been terrific, hasn't it, Brenton? And we're very excited to be able to have brought you the 2002 Credit Union Christmas pageant.
Merry Christmas to all of you.
Something's happening in town today. The streets alive in a magic way. and everything I see and hear says it's Christmas. Nipper and nimble riding by a Christmas tree that's oh so high, and cooks are cooking up treats so warm and tasty. A stocking filled with toys for all, a sled glides by and sleigh bells call. Then the very best thing of all, Father Christmas blows kisses to all. With a very Merry Christmas and a welcoming wave, come and join me here inside the magic cave. It's so good to be back, and here in my sack are toys for all the girls and boys. Have a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. All the joy and happiness and seasonal cheer. It's the time and the place to wear it.
Wife doesn't mind.
Bridge night. Bridge night most nights these days.
All right, take a look at Hudson. Comes across as a happily married man. Even he's got his bit on the side.
Hudson?
Mm-hmm.
Listen, you see, when things aren't going terribly good on the home front, you're more liable to make an error of judgment.
Even tried it.
I'm not waving my arms and legs around in the air with a bunch of geriatric Chinese.
Thought I might give it a go. Thought you might like to join me, that's all.
What are you telling me? That's the only way I'm going to get to see you?
You can join me for a coffee afterwards.
A couple of hours here and a couple of hours there. Not enough, really.
It is what it is.
Have you ever thought what it might be like if we didn't have to sneak around?
Who's sneaking around?
All right, then, if I didn't have to sneak around. Makes me feel like a bloody crimp. I'm serious, what's stopping us?
Well, your marriage, for a start.
Well, I know that. And I want out. I want you.
What about the boys?
Yeah, and the boys.
They've never even met you.
They will.
Well, it's not quite as easy as that. We don't know how they'd respond. I mean, well, there's the issue of where we'd all live.
What do you want?
Morning.
Early 20s.
How long's he been here?
Around 8 hours. Looks like he was delivering pizzas when he was attacked. His bike's up through there in the bushes. He's tried to make a run for it and he's been stabbed.
Didn't get very far. Any money on you?
No. And no ID. I mean, he's been stabbed repeatedly. If the motive was robbery, it's unusually violent. Hey, guys. Only place I know by that name is up on the highway. So the boy's full name was Martin...
Lee. Martin Lee. L-E-E.
When was the last time you saw him?
He went to do a delivery about 10:30, but he didn't come back. I was expecting him, but didn't come back.
Weren't you concerned?
Of course I was concerned. You know, he didn't do the last delivery, and I had a customer screaming down the phone.
What'd you do?
I tried to call him, but no answer. You know, I lost the sale.
How long's Martin worked here?
Just over 6 months. This is not right. This is butchery. The boy was trying to do his job.
Did he have any enemies that you know?
Enemies? Who needs enemies when you live here? And you have all these losers, you know, hanging around here in the shopping center.
Leo, l'altro punto.
That's right. Another courier got robbed. Quanto settimane fa?
3.
3 weeks ago. We lost $300.
Did you report it?
Of course we did. I sent the kid to the police, but nothing happened. We lost the money. I work 7 days a week here. Half of my earnings was on taxes. Why? Because these losers can get on the door.
We're going to need to speak to this other employee, the one that was robbed. I gave him the money and he gave me the pizza.
No docket?
I went through the rubbish to make sure.
Okay. Was he agitated or anxious?
Well, it was almost 11 o'clock. My husband and I still hadn't eaten. The kids were sick. I didn't notice. Right, well, you said you heard some shouting. Yeah, about a minute later. Right, what sort of voice was it? Was it male, female? It was male.
Young? Old? Did he have an accent?
It was more like screaming. Sort of crazy, you know?
It was a long coat, sort of khaki colour.
How old do you reckon he was?
I only saw him from the back. I think he came from down that direction and then ran up there. He was carrying something, like a box.
A pizza box?
Yeah, I think it was.
What sort of bloke stabs someone and then steals his pizza? And the wounds are deep. This one in the front is an up thrust, so the victim was probably still standing. And these three at the back are straight down, indicating that he was stabbed from above after he fell.
Right. So the missing items are similar to these, the money belt, the wallet?
Yeah, and his boss said he always carried a Discman. And the pizzas were missing.
Did you ID him yet?
Yeah, his name's Martin Lee, uni student, 21. Delivered pizzas to pay the rent. Is that the other courier?
Yeah, Gus Anderson. I checked out that robbery from a month ago. There's his statement. Mr. Loren tells me that you were robbed several weeks ago.
Yeah, in the car park behind Woolies. I already told the coppers at the station what I know.
I understand that, but it could be connected with this murder. We're just trying to work out if it's the same guy.
Right.
So what happened?
I was heading back to the car and a couple of violins jumped me and grabbed my money belt.
How many?
2.
Did either of them have a knife?
I didn't see. Was all really quick.
And then what happened?
They jumped in their car and racked off.
Gus, in your statement, you said that one of the blokes stayed in the car, because that means then that only one of them could have jumped you.
Yeah, that's right. There were 3 of them.
Right. What sort of car was it?
XLE Cortina.
No, a lot about cars, do you?
Yeah.
So how come then in your statement you said that it was a V8 Commodore?
I suppose I forgot.
We're not investigating some shit-pot bag snatching here. We're investigating a murder. So where were you between 10 p.m. and 11 p.m.?
Look, I was between jobs, okay? I had 3 deliveries, 2 in Cogger and 1 in Alwa.
Sure about that? Because details aren't your strong point, are they? Huh? You're wrong about the robbery, you're wrong about the car, and you better not be wrong about this.
Elio's Pizzeria.
Supreme.
Jam and pineapple.
I thought you were a detective at Supreme. Detectives Marinkovic and Rami. Do you guys know anything about these pizza boxes? We found them underneath the boat shed.
Oh, straight out the top, down into the blue. Atom bomb, destruction, little orange boat, zone in, warms the globe up, eruption. We're getting closer, we're getting closer, we're very close. Deliberate opposition, 2 collision, no cohesion, 4 destruction, 5 boom, and there they are at the mast. Whatever goes down, and there we are, we're getting a lot closer. We're getting so much closer.
Excuse me, sir.
And I can hear him signing on the dotted line. So,
Mate, can you hear us?
24.5 megawatts worth.
Hey.
Okay, hey, take it easy, take it easy. We're detectives, mate.
Of course.
We don't want to hurt you, just want to ask you a few questions, all right?
Like the chaos theory.
Hey, mate, what's your name?
Bernie Bernard Cook. But that's not to report, though. Don't broadcast that. Don't.
Bernie, where did you get the discman from?
It's a bomb.
Hey, Bernie, you ever seen these pizzas before?
They're poison. They're part of...
Bernie, where'd you get the pizzas from?
You're one of those simulated human beings, aren't you?
All right, Bernie, take the earphones out. This is important, all right?
How did you get in? Did you get a sex change?
Bernie, let me have a look at your discman.
Whoa, hey, whoa. Dan! Good morning, Gus. Good morning. It's gonna go off. It's gonna go off. It's going off. It'll detonate. The bomb's gonna detonate. Just calm down.
This program proudly brought to you by Shania Twain's brand new single, I'm Gonna Get You Good, in stores now, and Nestle.
Remember this? How much,
Or this?
You have been drinking.
Bet you don't, because they're never-before-seen bloopers.
Everybody, wardrobe.
Tuesday, come behind the scenes in a brand new one-hour special. Raymond on Raymond premieres 8:30 Tuesday.
Every small business needs a different kind of help. That's why we're here, to help, by tailoring business insurance for your business.
By my side.
Here, chill this.
Freeze your freezer. I'll get it. Okay. Jenny, hi. What's that yummy smell? This is great.
I love what you've done with the plate.
This lamb is delicious.
I did it in our new oven.
Oh, is it a Westinghouse?
Yeah, it's brilliant.
You sure you don't want to hand with the dishes?
Oh, no.
No, we're fine. Thanks for a great evening.
Oh, pleasure. We love having you guys over.
Yeah, good night.
For beautiful skin up close, this really helps. Neutrogena Pore Refining Cream, used daily, visibly reduces the appearance of my pores. And smaller pores mean smoother, finer, more beautiful skin.
Dermatologists do more than test Neutrogena. I recommend it.
Takes you back, takes you back to a time and a place you can't forget. Takes you back, takes you back, takes you back to a time and a place you can't forget. Takes you back, it's the taste that takes you back, takes you back. K-R, darling, down.
Beaumont tiles are Australia's #1, but right now at Beaumont, it's 1, 2 free. Yes, buy 2 square metres from a very special range and get a 3rd square metre absolutely free. 1, 2 free. It's a limited offer, so hurry. Beaumont tiles.
Digital Yoda, digitally filmed, digitally mastered, the first perfect clone on DVD. Star Wars Episode 2, own it on DVD.
Why compromise to work from home?
Canon professional scanners and printers deliver Photolab quality colour and breathtaking A4 prints.
Get ready to rumba!
Get ready to rumba. Get ready to party with 10 hours exclusive rumba action. Live on stage, Pink, Natalie Imbruglia, Shaggy, Liberty X, Taxi Ride, Selwyn, and announcing DJ Sammy. Get ready for autographs, a free CD and program, and a chance to win a new Hyundai Getz. SAFM and Hyundai want to know, are you ready to rumba? The world's biggest pop festival is coming to Adelaide. Hurry, final tickets on sale now.
This is the $100,000 secret sound on SAFM. $100,000. Winner takes all. Here's a bonus clue to help you win it. Burn. The $100,000 secret sound on SAFM. Tomorrow, 9 a.m.
You want to be a part of it? You should have thought about that before you assaulted a police officer.
I'll get you some spare clothes. We're going to need to take those ones off for forensic testing. And your shoes, too.
You're after the gold in my teeth. No one cares about your teeth.
Just Boss, I think we got him. We found him in an old boat shed on Gunnamutter Bay. He was wearing the discman, the pizzas were floating in the water nearby. No sign of the money, though. Who is he? Some Fruit Loop off his medication. Pardon? You know, schedule, schizo.
I don't like you using those terminologies, do you?
Well, I don't like what he did to him. Tried to choke her.
Did you protect her?
Yeah?
Did you protect him?
Protect him?
Yeah, he was sick. You protect the weak and the strong, Theo. That's why you're a policeman.
Right. Sorry.
Good work, anyway.
Do you remember ordering any pizzas?
I don't give the orders, no.
I'm just asking, do you remember ordering any pizzas?
I don't give the orders, no.
No. I'm just trying to find out where you got the pizzas from in the first place.
You think I should have buried them?
You knew you had them, though, didn't you, huh? Did you put them under the boat shed?
You can see what this is, can't you? This is not about any pizza.
No, it's not. It's not about pizza, Bernie. This is about a young man who was stabbed to death last night in the street. Now, the problem for you, Bernie, is that those pizzas and this discman that has his name on it, they both disappeared after that kid was murdered. Now, that makes you a suspect.
It wasn't me.
You know who it was then?
Yeah! Do you?
Not yet, Bernie. That's why I was hoping you might be able to help me. Now, do you know who hurt Martin Lee? Do you know who hurt the guy? That's all right, I'll take it. Do you know who hurt the guy who delivered the pizzas?
It was the same mob that tried to nab me.
And who's that?
Mossad.
Mossad.
Mossad!
Mossad. Bernie.
They choose red. Red is a warm colour, see? They need their vans warm. That's all I'm saying, okay? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Why is that? What's wrong, Bernie? What is it?
Oh, they're in the roof.
Do you often hear voices in the roof, Bernie? Who is it?
They're after me, man. They're the hunters. I'm the hunter.
Well, look. It's all right, Bernie. You're safe here. You're with me. It's okay.
Once they get you, man, it's straight to the gulag, and there's no heroes there. There's no heroes there.
Will you listen then? Don't let them hear. I tell you what. Why don't you get down and let me go up there and have a look? Because they don't know me. They don't know me. So I'll get up there and have a look. It's the best thing. Then you can come and trust me. That's it. Off you go. Good man. You give me the chair. Let's take it. Give me the chair. Okay. Okay. Shh. Now go on, Bernie. Well, we're not going to get much out of him till he comes back to planet Earth. Does anyone know who he is yet?
No. I've called the hostels and all the mental health teams. So far, no one knows a Bernie.
Oh, he's moved on from that. He's not called Bernie anymore. He's George Bush.
Yeah, we need a genuine ID on him. Right. We'll go back to the boat shed and see what we can find. Long khaki coat. And this looks like blood. You coming out tomorrow night?
Not if we're going to that dragon's bell again.
What can you do? He's a creature of habit.
Here we go. Daniel Hudson, 33 Breton Street, Kingsway.
Isn't that our Hudson's address?
He doesn't have a son, does he?
Yeah, he does, and he lives in Breton Street, Kingsway.
I knew there were problems, but I just thought it was Hudson expecting too much of his kid or something.
Yeah, well, he's got priors, mostly minor offences, one for offensive behaviour and one for shoplifting.
How are we going to tell him?
I'm not so sure we should. I think we should talk to the superintendent first.
What's he going to do? Just stand him down?
Yeah, well, he might. But Hudson's relationship with Daniel means he can't guarantee an unbiased investigation.
If it was my kid, I'd want to be the first to know.
Yeah, I know. It's delicate.
I'm not going to pussyfoot around behind his back.
Joe, the guy you were interviewing with the bare feet, he just ran out.
Is it his? You never mentioned it. I've known you for 10 years, Ted. I worked beside you for 2, and you've never said.
It's no one else's problem.
We need to bring him in. We have to find him. You got any ideas? Come on, boss. If he's a witness, we have to bring him in.
I know. I know.
How long have you been living on the street, boss?
About a year. We find him, we bring him home. Short of tying him to the bed, that's all we can do to keep him there. He's a sick boy, Daniel. Big problems, but he didn't kill that young man. He's not capable of it. I know my son.
VKG to 121. Incident at Breton Street. Would you address that, please?
Come on! Go! Leave me alone. This is my home. Hey, Joe, where me? Leave him alone! Leave him alone! Stay back, sir. This man's dangerous. Leave my son alone! Leave him alone! I'm not dancing with you. That's what I did. Leave him, mate. Leave him alone! No one's dancing with me. Okay, Daddy? No one's
He watches people. He works them out. He observes details ordinary people take for granted. Because the last thing this detective is ordinary.
I just got a call from our dead Frenchman.
Wednesday, see Detective Goran in action.
10 to 1, he'll call back. He has something to prove to me now.
In a case so twisted, he'll need 2 hours to solve it.
I am always 3 steps ahead. You screwed up, Didier.
A movie-length event. Criminal Intent, 8:30 Wednesday on 10.
Adelaide Exchange Jewelers' great diamond and gold clearance. Save up to 52% on diamond rings. Save up to 52% on gold jewellery, bangles, chains. Save up to 52%. It's all got to go and go now. Adelaide Exchange Jewelers. Hurry and soon.
Shopping at Foodland always means great prices. Check these savings out. SPC fruit 825 gram, $1.69, save 68 cents. Kirk soft drinks 1.25 litre, 79 cents, save 19 cents. Devondale long life milk 1 litre, 99 cents, save 21. And Weston's cookies 200 gram, 69 cents, save 63 cents. Check our weekly catalogue for more great Foodland specials. Come on, South Aussies, shop at Foodland.
Everybody's talking about it.
Statewide. Statewide? Well, they don't charge any entry or exit fees. It's fantastic.
Their low-cost income protection got me in.
Statewide? They've got over 100,000 members, so they must be doing something right.
Members get a lot more benefits than just great super.
Well, I called and I got straight through to a real person. The people are really nice.
Statewide Superannuation Trust. Your key to super you can trust.
Intuition. It's always there. Just make sure it's switched on. Discover a new cream liqueur. Tia-Luso. You just know.
We're off to the city. City dismantlers, of course. It's so huge, the only way to see it is in one of these. Check out the size of this place. There's over 9 acres undercover. All the big names are catered for. Engine reconditioning, bags and tyres, new engine part. It's massive, and the staff have the experience to back it up. Now that's service. Come to the city for all your auto needs. Yeah, City Dismantlers. They're Australia's largest automotive supercentre.
It's such a nice evening. I thought we'd go out for dinner. Yeah. No, this way.
Introducing KFC's salad spread. Juicy original recipe chicken, breast fillet crispy strips, coleslaw, lots of chips, and a fresh garden salad.
We should eat out more often.
Adelaide Exchange Jewelers' great diamond and gold clearance. Save up to 52% on diamond rings. Save up to 52% on gold jewellery, bangles, chains. Save up to 52%. It's all got to go and go now. Adelaide Exchange Jewelers. Hurry and soon.
So a crisis team looking after him, Doctor?
Not one that he's ever stuck with, no. You see, he's not ill. We're the ones with schizophrenia.
Well, if we don't get him straightened out, we could be looking at a charge.
You know, it's funny. Every time there's a violent crime in this city, everyone wants to drag in a schizophrenic.
The 2 undelivered pizza boxes were found under his boat shed. The Discman was found in his possession.
He's a scrounger. He's always picking up strange stuff.
And the blood on his coat matches the victim.
It doesn't make him guilty. You know that. Did you find the murder weapon?
Not yet.
No.
Really?
Have you run Dr. Frankel?
He's calling back.
Yeah. Did you get to speak to him?
No, he's in a meeting. He's calling back.
What about the crisis team?
Yeah, I've done all that.
Right. Well, let me see him then. Being in here is only making things worse. You need to feel safe.
And that's a state of mind.
Yes.
It's contaminated. Don't try to pretend that you're not a whore, the slut society. You're the president, right?
Daniel, that's enough.
The mother
Speak for
whore!
that, Daniel,
It's a complex.
Your father has rung a lawyer, and Dr. Frankel is happy to see you.
You're looking after me, Jules.
Oh, I'm trying to.
Global warming, MacArthur Park, it's breaking you up.
What's happening with your medication?
He's not taking it. That's what's happening.
Just let him speak. When was the last time you had a shot? Remember, you're supposed to go in every 2 weeks.
No shots. They want total control.
Where did you get the Discman, Daniel? Did you buy it? Did you find it? Come on, this is bloody serious.
It's a decontamination program. It's confidential. I can't...
Enough buggerising round, Daniel.
Just let him...
Enough buggerising round. Now, you think, mate, One think.
You can't ask him.
I am asking him that.
Just watch out for him. He'll have your head. He's after mine, too.
He's frightened. I can see it.
He's okay.
But he's not.
Yes, he is.
This is... What are we going to do?
It'll be all right. It'll be all right. It'll be all right.
He wants to see Ava.
What for? He hasn't seen her in 18 months.
Well, if he's prepared to see her, great. I mean, she may be able to convince him to go back on his medication.
It doesn't work in mental health anymore.
Where is she?
She works in a hotel or something, I don't know.
I'll track her down. You know, Daniel won't survive jail. You can't let this happen.
What is it, my fault again, Jules? Oh.
We know Daniel had the Discman, the pizzas and the victim's blood on his coat.
We don't know that it was him that was wearing that coat. It wasn't on him when we picked him up.
As you're aware, my son Daniel, who suffers from paranoid schizophrenia, is being held in relation to this murder. Given the circumstances, I believe that it's appropriate that I should step aside from this investigation. All matters regarding this case will be handled by Joe. And I would appreciate it if you'd keep it under wraps. Thank you.
That's the parents of the victim here to be interviewed.
Copy. So, family, close friends being checked out by Sophie. Theo, anything on the pattern of robberies in the area?
Yeah, this one doesn't fit.
Joe, I've got some background on Daniel Hudson. He's been in and out of Concord Hospital, scheduled 3 times in the last 18 months. And there was an incident 6 months ago where he assaulted another patient.
Did you track down his caseworker?
Yeah, well, she says that he's made several threats about wanting to kill his mother, and that a year ago he assaulted his sister. Whatever Hudson has to say to you, Daniel has a history of violence.
I'll talk to him, okay? Give him to see a doctor, maybe.
Come in.
Sorry.
No, that's all right. Ava Syme, Detective Joe Hill. Ava was Daniel's caseworker for a couple of years.
Right.
Hi.
Hey. Can I have a wet box?
Sure. Would you excuse us?
Yeah, I'll wait outside.
Told me Daniel wasn't violent.
Well, he's made threats, sure.
He assaulted your daughter.
It's a bit bloody different to cold-blooded murder, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, but rightio, boss. Why didn't you tell me, huh? Why do I have to keep asking you all these things?
Because just when I thought I had him buried, a flash of the old Daniel comes through, just for a second. Then just as quick, it's gone again. Just enough to stick a knife in your guts and give it a twist.
I'm trying to help you, boss, all right?
I know.
Work with me.
Oh, Ava, thanks for coming. Whatever I can do. Well, is he still in the cell?
Yeah, it's this way.
What's going on?
Explosions and brains spilling out.
You scared?
Yeah. They want to lock me up.
Only if you've hurt someone.
I didn't hurt anyone. I'm a loyal servant.
Okay. Hey, you hungry? Smell hot chips on my way along the shops over there. Smell pretty good, pretty hard to resist.
Oh, temptation's a thing, isn't it? Let's ask King Teddy about temptation. He thinks he's got everyone fooled. Hey, Teddy? Last temptation of Christ. That's what he's hiding behind. Teddy, hey? Isn't that right? Isn't that right, Teddy? Where you going?
I think it would be simpler for me and not so Joseph. If you left, will you think it's any comfort having you around, knowing that your heart's somewhere else? I don't know what's more painful. Losing my son? We're watching you pull away from us.
Try pushed, Jules. Pushed.
What do you want, Ted?
I want it to be like it was, Jules. But so much has happened.
I know. You don't need to explain. You just need to make a choice.
He's the bad boy of football.
I haven't slept with anyone else.
The speed you get your necklace off.
But behind every cheating sleazebag is a dedicated wife.
I'm saving your career, Jason.
There are some things a wife just shouldn't have to do. Footballers' Wives, 9:30 tonight.
Omo Careline, can I help you?
Yes, I think my laundry powder's giving my little boy itchy skin.
Try Omo Sensitive. It's free of dyes and perfumes, so it's great for sensitive skin. And wash your clothes and bedding regularly to remove those things which may be the cause of irritations, allergies, or even asthma.
Thanks. That's really helpful.
And remember, every pack sold directly supports the Australian Asthma Foundation's training and education programs. So you're supporting a great cause.
We started playing cricket, and I hit the ball so high that Uncle Mark, he forgot where he was going. He tried to catch the ball and landed face first in the mud. It was so funny, Dad. He should have been there.
Do your lips have a thirst for diamonds? Now Maybelline dazzles lips with Wet Shine Diamonds. Wet look lipstick with a shower of diamond shine. Lip indulging moisture with glints of diamond shine pearls creates a dazzling new effect. 12 multifaceted shades for lips that work every angle. New Wet Shine Diamonds from Maybelline. Shower your lips in diamonds.
Maybe she's born with it. Maybe it's Maybelline.
Free! Yes, free! Purchase carpet now from Discount City Carpets and don't pay for installation. Free installation. Choose from Adelaide's largest range of carpets. Installation is free and will install before Christmas. Discount City Carpets has a massive range of carpets, timber, flooring, rugs and vinyls at Adelaide's lowest prices guaranteed. Discount City Carpets, Superstores and Super Warehouse, your one-stop flooring shop with free carpet installation before Christmas.
Fast cars, fast cars.
Fast food, fast food. Fast women, fast women.
This fast world causes pain. It doesn't stop for it. Introducing Panadol Rapid. It's clinically proven to be absorbed twice as fast as regular Panadol tablets. So, fasten your seatbelts.
So what about this Gus Anderson? How did he get along with Martin?
He doesn't get along with anybody. He's lazy, he complains, and he has a very bad temper.
Have there been any incidents of violence?
No, he threatens, but nothing so far.
Why don't you keep him on?
They're all the same. The pizzas are gonna be cold, they're gonna be late, you know, and they get all the money. If I get another guy, it's gonna be no different.
This docket, number 74, is missing one large supreme with garlic bread. Number 75 is missing too.
That's Martin's. That was his last orders.
Which means it's with the missing money belt.
What is being done about this?
So were you in the kitchen all night?
Yeah, all night.
So about this Gus Anderson, did he phone in at all? Or?
No, he didn't. What are you talking about? You think that Gus has something to do with this?
Well, he's a suspect. along with anyone who knew him. You got a bit of a temper, champ.
Yeah, who told you that?
Oh, it doesn't matter who told me, huh? The truth?
No, sometimes.
Are you a violent person?
No.
Except for maybe when you feel someone's getting a better deal than you.
What?
Was Martin getting a better deal?
I doubt it. Elio rips everyone off, no exceptions.
Ah, so I take it you don't like your boss either.
He treats us like shit. You know, pays us nothing. And says the money's coming next week. Next week comes, still nothing. And you see him with a wad of cash in his pocket. And he owes us both.
Yeah, because in my experience, when someone lies in an investigation, it's because they know something.
Yeah, about what? Martin? Okay, yeah, I took some money from my boss, but I don't know nothing about what happened to Martin.
I think we should look into it. And you're the paper trail expert.
Do you mind me asking why?
Just got a bad feeling about Elio. Just don't like him.
What, and that's a good enough reason for me to donate hours of my time?
Good enough reason for me. He's ripping off his stuff. He's putting shit on him.
Dad?
Sorry. Just got a bad feeling about him, that's all.
Yeah, Joe, I don't want this for Daniel any more than you do.
Yeah, look, Harriet, this isn't about Daniel. Just do it, okay?
Ugh, homework. Hey, I'll put a video on when you're finished. Okay. Hey, does anyone know if Hudson's dinner's still on tonight at the Dragon Bell?
Maybe you change the restaurants in order, eh?
I don't know, he's pretty attached to his lazy Susan. Joe, forensics.
Keep going, you.
Thank you. The doctor will be here this side of 8 o'clock. That's the best he can do. It's the best he can do. Let's hope Daniel doesn't change his mind.
You okay?
No. Do you think Daniel's capable of doing something like this?
Possibly. Hey, do you want to call tomorrow off?
Sorry. They've identified a footprint on the ground where the body was found. It matches the imprint on the bottom of the runners that Daniel was wearing when he was brought in.
Oh, Christ.
How do you want me to do this, boss? Yeah, I can charge him and put him before a court and recommend he be psych-assessed as soon as he gets to jail. That's the quickest way to get him back, the fastest way to get him back on medication.
I don't want him in jail.
Nobody wants him to go to jail.
People know me in there, they'll retaliate.
Only if they find out that he's your son. Now, who's going to tell them, boss?
He will. He will.
I can't recommend that he be given bail because of the seriousness of the offence.
I'm not asking for any favours.
Look, I'm just trying to help him out and you. That's all I'm trying to do. Now, if they find out I've given him bail when anyone else would have been refused, I'll have my balls. And that way they'll find out for sure who Daniel is.
So, is the boss still coming to dinner?
I think he'll be giving it a miss.
Look, shouldn't we just cancel?
You guys go. Lel and I'll take a rain check. I'm supposed to be picking her up tomorrow morning from a friend's place after a sleepover.
On a weeknight?
Mum's going out. When I started asking about this sleepover, it turns out that the kids' parents are going out.
So who's looking after them?
Some bloke from next door that neither of us have met.
What?
Exactly. So, I picked her up from school and I said no to the sleepover.
World's most popular dad, hey?
I'll make it up to her. Come on, you. Time to go. Let's go. Let's see. Your choice. What do you want?
Pizza!
All right. Fish and chips it is.
Dad, you're not funny. It's going to be pizza.
Fish and chips. Exactly what you said.
Pizza's going to be in my tummy, okay, Dad?
Good. Sorted. Like you said. Fish and chips it is.
He watches people. He works them out. He observes details ordinary people take for granted. Because the last thing this detective is is ordinary.
I just got a call from our dead Frenchman.
Wednesday, see Detective Goran in action.
10 to 1, he'll call back. He has something to prove to me now.
In a case so twisted, he'll need 2 hours to solve it.
I am always 3 steps ahead.
You screwed up, Didier.
A movie-length event. Criminal Intent, 8:30 Wednesday on 10.
I'm sure it was Deacon I saw setting fire to Daddy's factory, but the police seem unwilling to press charges. I've got to find a way to match the fingerprints found on the gasoline can with Deacon. If only there was a way we could guarantee he'd pick up another metallic object so we could make a positive identification.
New Peters and Tice. Clearly, it's going to entice.
For 3 days only, you can buy a luxury pillow for a very silly $6.95. $6.95 for a luxury pillow, you know why?
Our annual pillow.
It has one task, and it gets that information across. It's really beautiful in a way. They're quite the most delightful things. They give me great comfort, I suppose, with their single mission in life.
If you thought Kleenex couldn't get any softer, you're in for a surprise. New Kleenex Aloe Soft sets a new standard in toilet paper softness with a unique combination of 3-ply sheets enriched by the velvety softness of aloe vera. New Kleenex Aloe Soft with aloe vera for a softness you never dreamed possible.
If your new car is written off in its first 4 years and has been insured with us from new, we'll replace it with a brand new one. Now try that somewhere else. Call your car insurance specialist at Western QBE on 131 101.
Think your hair is healthy? Think again. There are 6 symptoms of unhealthy hair, and one conditioner treats them all. Pantene Pro V Complete Therapy Conditioner. With its provitamin formula, frizzy hair becomes smooth. Dull hair, shiny. Treat all 6 symptoms for healthier hair. Can your conditioner do all that? Pantene Pro V Complete Therapy Conditioner. So healthy, you'll love your hair.
I might have a little lie down. Just in there. Go home and have a sleepy. Just a little. Hey, excuse me. Hey, Daniel, how you feeling?
Good, good.
Feeling better?
They gave you some pills.
Good.
My brain was spilling out,
Oh.
but I picked it up.
I hate that. Daniel, why don't you sit down? We need to go over a few questions that I was asking you yesterday.
I'm not going to sit down. I don't want to go anywhere, and you're... Go on, Dick. Red van. Come on, sit down. Sit down.
Now, Daniel, I need to know how that young pizza delivery boy, Martin, how he got killed.
Why don't you go out and save the world?
Because I can only do one thing at a time.
You've got heaps of guns and handcuffs and shit.
Yep, yeah, got plenty of those.
That's all you need.
Now, come on, Daniel, this is important. That courier, the one with the pizza, somebody stabbed him.
Did his heart stop beating or something, did it?
Well, it must have after he'd been stabbed with a knife a number of times, yeah. Where were you?
Huh? Oh, I was there. I was there in body, but my soul was underground.
Oh, okay, so when you took these things from that person, were they alive or were they dead? Can you remember that?
He told me he was dead.
So who stabbed him, Daniel, huh? Who stabbed the delivery boy? You know?
I did.
Why?
Prime Minister told me to. He gave me the order.
You stopped at 8:19 a.m. What are you doing, huh? He's having a bit of a rough time at the moment. You do it every day as best you can. You don't go hitting the scotch.
What would you know?
That's how you deal with your problems.
I pray to Almighty God that you don't come home one day. and find your beautiful little girl sitting on the end of the bed, giggling to herself.
My family rely on me. I look after them.
And I look after mine. Don't you judge me.
He can plead diminished responsibility. We'll get him medicated, we'll get him sorted. We'll see what we can do.
Well, just because he's confessed doesn't mean he's guilty.
It's not looking good.
You know, I checked into Elio's business accounts, and you're right. Creative accounts. He shuts the till off at 8:30 and delivers until midnight. Oh, he is in way over his head. He owes stacks of money.
To who?
Suppliers, couriers, the bank. A mate of mine at a tax office says that he's been submitting dodgy activity statements. No group tax. And guess who blew the whistle? Martin Lee. He complained that Elio had refused to supply him with a group certificate.
Interesting.
And Martin's email said that he paid a couple of grand in tax.
So he was sweating on a tax return.
And $1 grand or $2 grand is a lot of money to someone who's trying to get themselves through uni.
And Elio found this out.
Yes. ATO wrote to him, please explain, and Elio got that letter 3 days ago.
Hey. See the van? Red van. Daniel was always talking about a red van.
Yeah, he talks a lot about being chased by Mossad agents too.
Sure, but occasionally there's a grain of truth in all that craziness. Ellie, is that your van out there?
Yes.
Anyone ever drive it besides you?
My wife? We use it to deliver when we're down in the courier. Why?
Oh, we need to have a look inside.
What for?
Evidence.
What are you talking about? We're trying to get ready for the lunchtime rush here.
Oh, well, if you're too busy, give us the keys and we'll have a look ourselves.
That is my van. That is my property.
Keys, Elio, or else we'll get a warrant and a crowbar and rip the door off.
Unbelievable. This is crazy. I don't know what you're going to try to find in here.
Thank you.
There you go.
Joe.
What is it? What did you find?
Number 74, Supreme and Garlic Bread, Kitchener Parade. It's one of the missing dockets.
Let's go for chat. Come on. How'd you get there?
How would I know? I have no idea.
You told me that you and Margot were the only ones who drove the van. Now, one of you must know.
What are you saying that we're lying here? That is what you say?
No, I'm not saying anything. All I'm asking is how did this docket that was in the money belt, which was stolen from the murder victim, get into your car?
I don't know. I told you.
What's she doing?
Hey! You have no right to come into my kitchen!
Oh, come on. Drop the knife. Drop it.
Why are you treating me like a criminal? You do my things without asking!
Come on, don't make a voice of yourself. Come on, sit down. Sit down.
Hit me!
Laszlo!
Sit down. Sit down. Go on. Is that what happened, Elio, is it, hey? Is that what happened to Martin? You lost your temper?
No!
Hey, you lost your temper and then he challenged you about the money that you owed him. Hey?
I didn't owe him any money. I took him on, I trained him.
When you refused to give it and he told you that he reported you to the tax department. You saw red, didn't you? You grabbed the knife and you followed him.
No, you're putting words into my mouth.
And then when he came out of his next delivery, you stabbed him again and again just to make sure, hey? Didn't you?
He was making me lose my business. Everything I have worked for all my life.
You stole the money from his wallet just to make it look like it was a robbery. You got rid of the wallet, you got rid of the money belt. You were counting the cash in the car and the docket dropped out, didn't you? Come on, is that what happened?
I don't know what happened. I snapped.
No. Margaret.
Next, Jason Turner's wife doesn't have a first.
I'm saving his career, Jason.
There are some things a wife just shouldn't have to do. Footballers' wives, next. Jenny Stevens didn't expect this.
This is not good. This is not good.
But what happened next was totally unexpected.
Don't worry, we'll sort it out.
Only Amy gives you your own personal client manager who'll look after all your home repairs and replacements, from start to finish.
Lucky you're with Amy.
No,
It's okay.
no,
It's okay.
I just want to eat chips.
It's okay. 97% fat-free real potato chips are here.
Okay.
Really? It's okay.
The best tasting rice crackers. That's fantastic.
Honey, the mainland special reserve cheeses go beautifully on these crackers.
Great idea.
Oh, thanks. Great idea.
Mainland special reserve.
Your friend in the fridge.